Okay, so this stream is not looking that great. So I'm going to end this and I'm going to start again. Okay, so it looks like the stream is better now. Oh, goodness. All right. So hello, everyone. Welcome to Oracle Talks. Happy Thursday. All right, so I am going to start with making some quick notes about reminders for me about these timestamps so that I can do a better job. I did pretty good last week, but I really want to stay on top of it. So higher realms. Anyway, so as I'm doing this, say hello in the chat and type in what you are drinking today. So if you are following me on Instagram, you saw that I actually just got in my monthly order from Four Sigmatic. And so I got my refill on the chaga mushroom elixir, which is one of my favorites, in addition to their reishi cacao. But the chaga, I love it because it has rose hips, mint, and eleuthero in it. So it's really potent and high vitamin C concentrate. But I'm trying for the first time their mushroom latte, and it's the maitake and the chaga mix. So I made the mixture first, tasted it, and I was like, I expected this to be just slightly sweeter, but it was pretty bitter. However, the smoothness was nice. So it even though it's like described as a latte, it's not really milky in appearance, but the lucuma and mucuna and coconut milk powder actually give it a nice soft, silky finish. So I was really happy with that. But I did end up having to doctor this up with some raw honey and just a dash of almond milk, not too much, because I actually didn't want to make this like a latte. I just wanted a little bit of the almond boost. So yeah, I think if you are someone who likes to drink your coffee black, that it still might be a little too bitter, and it might be because of the stevia that they use in it. But yeah, stevia and coffee just does not go well together. But I like this now. I like what I've created now. So awesome. So yeah, type in the notes what you are drinking. Say hello. You can also feel free to let folks know where you are chiming in from. I'm coming to you all the way from sunny California. Let me know how your week has been. All right. All right. So there we go. All right. I'm going to jump right into announcements right now. So this is, I'll do 3:30. Okay, so announcements. If you are not already on my newsletter, and at this point, I don't know why you would not be, but the enrollment for the new semester of the Lightworker Academy is now open. So there are sipping on coffee from Vegas. Nice. Wait, why is there a sad face for sipping on coffee? I got coffee too. That's good. Or maybe you just came in now. But I'm drinking coffee from Four Sigmatic. Trying it out because I just got it today, so I wanted to try it. So yes, announcements. The enrollment is open for the Lightworker Academy, which will be, or excuse me, not Lightworker Academy, the Lightworker Incubator, which is a course offered in the Lightworker Academy. So I'll just refer to it as the Incubator. And that's going to be open through mid-December. I know December 13th is the final day. And that first payment has to be in by the 14th. So a couple of differences and adjustments that I'm making for this upcoming 6-month incubator is that, one, I'm going to be adding in specific group healing for the purpose of speeding up the energetic ascension process for everyone in the group. It already is a relatively fast process based on how it is structured. Oh, this stream is just not going to be nice today, but I'm just gonna let it be what it is. The internet has been like really splashy this last 2 days specifically, so yeah, I apologize for, not that it's my fault, but you know, I see that the stream is, you know, not the best. What was I saying? Oh, so it already does speed things up, but there was a directive from Spirit to support the overall healing of those who are participating in the incubator so that they have an easier time with the speed of the material and all that good stuff. So that's an addition, which I'm really excited about. So there's a specific group healing for the 3D realm, the 4D realm, and the 5D realm for each of us in that incubator for the first 3 months of the 6-month course. So that's one change. The second change is that I am going to be shifting it to monthly payments as opposed to having to have all the money for the course right up front. So I'm making it as accessible as I can while still, again, staying respectful of my energetic output for that. So it's only $150 a month, and payments are always made in the middle of the month leading into the proceedings. So the first payment, like I said, is due by the 14th of December, but of course you can get that first payment in whenever, since the enrollment is open so early. And then each subsequent month, like, it will always be due by the middle of the month. So that's a change. And again, the hope for that is that if that has been a concern for others in the past and whether or not they can participate, giving them an opportunity to essentially be on a payment plan, although everybody would be in the same thing. I guess if you want to pay for everything up all up front, you can. Totally down. So, you know, just let me know. Was there another change? Oh, the other change, yes, 3 changes. The other change is that the application process is now on the website, and it's a shorter one. So when you go to, and I'll have the link in the description box below when when the video fully uploads onto YouTube. You can just click there, read through the description for the classes, get, you know, on top of the dates and all that kind of stuff. And then at the bottom, it has the form for you to fill out, and most of the questions are simple yes/no questions. And then the final one is just giving a description about, you know, what you are feeling called to, and just so I have a heads up for that. And that's pretty much it. So again, in the interest of keeping this as open and as accessible as possible to folks who are really ready to just start exploring more. And, you know, one of the questions that I get consistently, so I know I'm going to have to speak about this often, is, you know, who is this incubator for? Yes, I'm calling it a Lightworker incubator, but you can take it regardless of whether or not you consider yourself to be a Lightworker or not. It really, for me, is about helping you understand the nature of your soul, the nature of how energy works, opening up more of your clair abilities, learning more about spiritual and metaphysical context in a way that takes it further than what you normally read about, or what you normally come across in the spiritual industry, so that you are more empowered, you're more sovereign, and you know how to navigate a lot of these energetic and ascension waters that we're all kind of going through, and ultimately can be a way shower for others, can be a mentor for others, can help others that are also waking up. It is an incubator for that purpose of, you know, taking you to your next level, but to also get you to a place of overflow so that you are also blessing other people's lives with the information and knowledge that you have, and helping them or sending them my way if you think that they'll benefit better from the incubator. Sending them to the way of the incubator, not really necessarily to me, but it's that kind of thing, right? So yeah, I'm really excited about it. This is going to be the third semester coming up. 2020 is a big year, so I know just based off of the astrology and what I've been picking up in the spirit, it's going to be a crazy year. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for personal growth and advancement and all those good things, but also externally, a lot of chaos. So being able to walk through the world as a beacon and an embodiment of peace, of divine neutrality in the midst of change, in the midst of transition, is very much a deep passion of mine, and helping you get to that place is really important to me. So please very much consider taking the course if it's something that's kind of like, oh, this seems interesting, but it's not for me. Like, it's for you. It's for you, especially if you've been following me for a little while. Like, it really is something for everyone. Now, I would say though, if you are like truly new to yourself in terms of like listening to your intuition, and really are like fully brand new to spiritual concepts and ideas, then maybe this actually wouldn't be the best thing for you. But for most of you, I would say 99% is what Spirit is giving me. 99% of you who follow me, like, you've already been in this process, and you would benefit from it. So all that to say, I expect to see you there. No joke. Other announcement is that on Saturday, October 19th, which is going to be next Saturday, I am going to be teaching an astrology 101 workshop at the Salt Lounge. I don't know why I cannot say this name. The Salt Lounge in Long Beach, California. It's going to be my first time there, and I'm really excited to check them out. It's a beautiful Black married couple that owns it, and I'm just really psyched. Like, the space looks amazing. It'll be my first time, like I said, doing an event there. So if all goes well, I actually would love to do a night with the Oracle event down there, either for December or in January, to talk about specifically to talk about the 2020 year and to give channel guidance. So if you are in the Southern California area, please come out and support, because if I have a good showing, then obviously it will be much easier to book again in the space. Or if you know anyone who lives there, please tell them to come out and support. The workshop will be short and sweet, but I'm going to come and bring it. So so that's happening next Saturday, the 19th. And I think for right now, that is it. I do have another radio interview coming up at the end of January, but yeah, the person who runs that already was booking. So, and I love that because it tells me that the person is organized, hopefully. So that will be coming up soon. So I'll be talking about that more as we get closer. I'll probably start getting graphics for all of that mid to late November or something like that. Okay, so I'll keep you all posted. And yeah, I think that's it for announcements. So that was a long time. And we will do 1330 for astrology. Okay, so astrology for this week coming ahead. And so today is October 10th. And so we're going to be going from today, Thursday, all the way through next Wednesday. So as I mentioned at the in the last video, this stream is just it's just going to be brutal today, apparently. Oh, goodness. So as I mentioned in the astrology portion in last week's Oracle Talks, right now we do have the moon in Pisces. So, this can go one of two ways for you potentially. One where you have a lot of creative inspiration coming through, a lot of insights and ideas and visions for the future that might be coming down. And I know that's the case for me just because of where Pisces is in my chart. And I'm absolutely loving it because it's yes, I want more of this, right? But on the other hand, it could also be bringing up a lot of emotional stuff, subconscious things, etc. So don't just take all that with a grain of salt as best as you can. The moon will be shifting into Aries late tomorrow night, early morning Saturday for folks on the East Coast. So that will be a shift. In terms of planetary placements, major ones, so on Saturday the 12th, we will have Venus opposing Uranus. So Venus right now is in Scorpio, and Uranus is in Taurus, okay? Sunday is actually when we have the full moon in Aries, all right? So we are gonna be at a completion point, like basically this week is a completion time period from the new moon in Aries that we had around the that spring equinox time, so late March. So if you remember during that time, I did a new moon in Aries video that is actually up on my website on the watch page. If you look at the drop-down menu and click on Oracle Talks and scroll down, the new moon in Aries video I did put up there. The key Oracle Talks that I think are really important for folks to pay attention to, I keep on that page, and that one definitely was there. So I recommend actually going back and watching that, because there was a lot of downloads that came through on that. And this is, again, another sense of completion and the closing out a cycle of that 6-month process. So, you know, these 3 to 4 days or so should be really interesting energetically, in a great way, a great time to check in. Also on Sunday, we do have the sun sextile Jupiter. So that should be a yummy day. Anytime the sun is in aspect with Jupiter, in my opinion, it's always a great day. So be on the lookout from now, honestly, through next Wednesday for some potential opportunities or boons or blessings or, you know, extra gifts or whatever to come through. In particular, where those planetary beings are in your charts. The sun right now is in Libra. Jupiter right now is in Sagittarius, but it honestly could be in any other area of your life. Also on Sunday, there's a lot happening on Sunday. We do have Mercury sextiling Saturn. So Mercury right now is in Scorpio, and it is entering into, starting tomorrow actually, its pre-shadow period, because we will have Mercury going retrograde on Halloween this month, the last day of October. So this is a good time, especially with the boost from Saturn on this day, to really dig down deep into what is presenting now. Be the detective, be really clear about what it is that you're agreeing to, really see where there is value, where there's not value, et cetera, so that you are making the best choices for whatever agreements you're making, either externally or internally with yourself. All right, so very busy, active day on Saturday, but honestly, I think this whole week is going to be nice. On Monday, we are actually having the Sun square Pluto. So this Monday that was on, what was that day? The 7th, October 7th, we had the Sun square Saturn. Now we have the Sun square Pluto. So, you know, depending on how that day went for you, if you felt or if you had experiences where you were kind of bumping up against authority, that might pop up again this time. So again, just be mindful of how you show up, because you're responsible for your actions and what you do. You don't have control over the external world, okay? So be responsible. However, if that Saturn Sun square was actually one that brought a lot of motivation to get things done and to really just kind of boss up, that should probably happen again with this energy with Pluto. I'm really looking forward to it, because I really actually enjoyed what was happening with that energy with Saturn. So I'm looking forward to this. Now, what's nice also on Monday is that the moon does go into Taurus, which is a place where the moon is exalted. So it should feel really yummy with that. Okay. Tuesday, we have Mercury trine Neptune. So that should feel really good. And this definitely, I think, is going to be a great day for inspiration. So if you are wanting to plan for the future, or write, be involved in some creative project, be open to new ideas, I think this Monday, Tuesday, possibly Wednesday corridor will be really, really yummy for that. And as a plug for working with me, probably I would say like that Monday, Tuesday would be good days to have a session with me. In particular, either the 2020 year ahead forecast or a visioning consultation session. Okay. But yeah, I'm actually really liking this energy. I mean, it feels really good for me, but also based on my chart, like it's very supportive for staying grounded in the midst of all the changes. So it's good overall. But if you, of course, want to learn how this affects you personally, you can book a session. And we can just do like a quick little half-hour astrology situation. All right. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this coffee. It might have to be one of those things that I like put in the smoothie or something, because the flavor, it might actually just be like an instant coffee thing. That really might just be what it is. Anyway, I hope everyone is doing well. So let's shift next. All right. This timing is perfect. We're going to color at 21:30. Okay, Jynnette, I'll see you. No dilly-dallying today. All right, so let's see what our supportive color is for the week. Oh yeah, the caffeine. Well, this one is, I think, like 50 milligrams of caffeine. Their coffees are actually fine. Like, I don't get any of the jitters with it, but I also drink a lot of tea, and most of the tea I have is not decaffeinated. So, but even when I'm not doing their coffee, if I do other coffee, if I, when I'm making it here at home, I do usually Ethiopian, and regardless, like dark roast. That might also be another reason why I'm not necessarily a fan of this, because I think a lot of the instant coffees they might be more of a medium roast. I'm not sure. I think it's just instant in general. I'm big on flavor, so Ethiopian coffee is the best because that's where all coffee comes from. But dark roast in particular, yeah, it's like liquid gold, liquid black gold. Anyway, tangents. But there's no jitters with the Four Sigmatic brand, which is nice, because it's really low level, and with all the other adaptogenic foods that they mix in with it, it really feels good and supportive to the body. But again, I do like the creaminess. It's just the flavor. Okay, I'm not taking all of those, so that just means I need to focus. Best color or colors to support us for this week ahead. The full moon in Aries. It's interesting, like I'm still getting like new moon and Aries energy. So let's see what comes through. I actually, the thing about the new moon in Aries only just came in this morning. So I actually haven't had a chance to go back and rewatch the new moon in Aries video. So I'm interested to see what actually comes through today. really, really interested. Wow. Interesting. So last week, we also had Jade here on the bottom. So because that has shown up again, I will actually just briefly read that, because this is about taking action. So the cards, oh, we got Mauve again, because Mauve came up maybe 2 weeks ago. This is interesting. So we have red, card number 2. And last week, y'all, I know you remember, last week we had card number 1, which was rainbow. So we have card number 2 today. Last week we actually had 3 cards. Today we have 2. But this one is free yourself from pain. And then the second card is mauve. Enjoy clear hearing, I believe that says card number 43, which is a 7. 2 and 7. 7 was big last week as well too. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this up, and I know the stream is ridiculous, but I'm going to keep this really front and center so you can see that color. So it says, red contains unlimited energy, vitality, and power, and draws money and prosperity into your life. It is a powerful agent for healing blood disorders, improving circulation, healing diseases, drying up sores or wounds, warming cold areas of your body, and reducing pain. And because red releases adrenaline to stimulate mental and physical energy, red can relieve depression. Use a red sword of light to heal on all levels. This is interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna read through the exercise. So I want you to settle in, take a few deep breaths, close your eyes if you are able. If not, just try to be as still as possible and intend along with me. So imagine you have a red sword of light. At the tip of the sword, there is a red star, which has incredible healing power. When the star touches anything sick, it dissolves the sickness right out of your body. Visualize touching different parts of your body that need healing with the red sword. Say, divine intelligence, move your healing light through my body and mind so I can return to a state of vibrant health. Y'all, that is incredible because I think it was like maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, I had made a post on Instagram about the different colored foods, and I was mentioning how I was actually needing to start adding in more of the red foods because I haven't been doing much of that outside of like watermelon. So I made it a point for this week to stock up on some strawberries and raspberries. And I'm also just on my cycle as well. But red has also been coming up for light workers too, like the infrared spectrum and the power that's there available for the healing of the physical body. So that's incredible. And I love that this focus is continuing on support for the physical body. Because last week, remember, we had yellow that came through. I forgot what number that was, but that was about healing on the digestive tract. And this is about pain, healing the blood. That's really powerful too. For those of you who watched the October monthly forecast. Oh, and I forgot to mention this in the announcements, but it's in the description. It'll be in the description below. You know, the link for the videos will be in the description. It's on the website as well. But this thing about healing the roots, healing the lineages, the DNA, and all that kind of stuff is coming through for some signs. So that's really powerful. All right, let's move on because I don't want to be on a tangent. And also I need to conserve my energy today. All right, here's the next. Mauve, card number 43. Okay. Enjoy clear hearing is what this card says. Mauve, a pale lavender lilac color, connects to intuition, awakening your inspiration, expanding your spiritual awareness, and helping you to let go of heavy, dense energies. Mauve also creates a sense of peace and tranquility to assist with eye and ear problems and improve your memory and ability to concentrate. It is a color of softness, gentleness, and allowance. Use mauve rays to release stuckness from your ears. Okay, so the exercise for this is focus your attention on your ears. Do they feel clear or blocked? Ask yourself, is there anything that I don't want to hear? Your ears are intelligent and may try to block out information you're avoiding. The next time you are around someone who is saying something hurtful or upsetting to you, imagine mauve rays moving through your left ear to push anything dense or unclear out through your right ear and into a fire that dissipates the negativity. Do the same thing with your right ear, then surround yourself with loving and encouraging people. Say, Divine Intelligence, please allow me to listen to and apply my divine wisdom. Really, really beautiful. And I think that especially with these Mercury transits that are happening, as I mentioned in the astrology portion, working with that energy will really keep you open to a lot of the new inspiration that's coming through, especially with that Neptune influence. You can also enhance that mauve vibe or energy with lavender incense as well, because lavender mauve is, that lavender lilac color. Okay, and then lastly, this jade. Since this is the second time it's shown up, so I'm going to actually give it the time. Here's the color. It's card number 32, which is a 5. Beautiful image, right? And this is take action. Jade is a color of serenity, tranquility, love, and nurturing. It creates balance, harmony, and self-sufficiency. Releasing negativity from your mind, stimulating ideas, making what is complex seem simpler and doable. Jade is a cleansing color. Allow jade to help you take action and make your life easier. We could all use more of that, right? And the action for this is, or the message for this is, whatever you have been putting off doing, just do it. Let go of any excuses and take action. Think of what you would love and surround yourself and your desires with the jade light. Say, I can do this. It's easy. The universe supports my goals and dreams and manifests them into physical reality. So I love that. And it actually honestly feels a lot like what I've been talking about with the astrology of how there is a sense of still very much sitting in the vibe of getting things done, and not in this hectic kind of way, but there really does seem to be this clarity and focus and dedication to continue doing the things that you know is for you to do, so that you can really, again, end the year strong and really close out the cycles of intention that we all honestly have set for ourselves. And the astrology, in a lot of ways, is very much supporting that. So again, if you are already in that vibe, I really do believe and feel and think that this whole autumn season, so, you know, from now till winter solstice at the end of December, it's going to be a really nice, steady, contained, focused way to make a lot of projects on the things that really matter to you, really matter to us individually. So we'll see how much more often Miss Jade keeps showing up. Right? Okay, so now we're going to go 3605 to the Higher Realms card. And then after I get this card, we're going to go into the energy transmission. So start thinking about what you would like support from the angelic realm with. Okay, because it will be time in just a second to type that in to the comment box. Just FYI. One second. I'm just checking something real quick. I'm just checking to make sure that this is actually yeah, it is. Cool. Just checking to make sure that it was showing on the YouTube channel, because this is the second video that I started in the hopes that the stream would be clearer. But this is why, one of many reasons why I'm shifting from doing the monthly forecast videos onto Zoom, because I'm going to take a look to see who's coming through, but okay. Yeah, quality. I'm a Venus ruled chart person, so I try to do the best. Well, not try to, but I do the best with what I have available for me. But yeah, I'm looking forward for greater upgrades later. And that energy shifted quickly. Okay. So, higher realm messages of support. Well, that's too many as well too. Laura Katumi came out again. That came out the first time, along with Pallas Athena. Neptune actually was one of the cards that came up, so we'll see. But just a single card, if possible. If not, I'll take two. Oh, well, I'll definitely take these because it came out really clear. This is, oh, this is hilarious. Oh, Metatron's Retreat. This also came up in that second batch. So I'll read on that as well too. Okay, so we got, interestingly enough, Thoth and Jesus. Thoth is card number 31, which breaks down to a 4. The Jesus card is card number 40, which also breaks down to a 4. So it's a very grounded energy, this double 4, but 2 4s is also 8, which is portal. So the Thoth card says, Thoth is a high priest in the golden era of Atlantis. Thoth, a high priest in the golden era of Atlantis, led his tribe to South America to become the Inca civilization. Okay. Y'all know how I feel about this deck. He taught that when every single aspect is in tune, the whole is automatically in harmony. Your guidance is to bring all parts of your life and your body into alignment so that you can enjoy perfect health and happiness. So again, this focus on the support and the healing of the physical body and all aspects of, your humanity too. Imagine every cell of your body is part of an orchestra. Let your thoughts conduct a magnificent concert for radiant well-being. Attune each area of your life to a higher purpose so that your life is a celebration. And the affirmation is, my life and my health are in perfect harmony. So there's something really important about this foundational energy that we need to look at here. And I actually really love that because, again, since this is to be for the full moon in Aries, is that first fire, that red color. So this is good. All right, now we have Jesus card. So Jesus came from Venus, planet of love. He was sent to Earth to carry the Christ light at a time when the energy was very low. He incarnated as an Essene and received spiritual teachings throughout his childhood and adult life. Then he underwent many initiations to prepare his energy centers to carry the vibration of unconditional love. This card reminds you that all challenging people and situations are tests to prepare you for ascension. To pass these tests, you need to respond to them with unconditional love and balance. Remember, there is only love. And the affirmation is, I respond with unconditional love today. Now, I don't believe that we get tested by life. So I don't agree with that aspect. But the thing about Ascension, really, in terms of as what came through with Thoth, coming to greater and greater levels of what you'll usually hear me say of as coherence, meaning that the sound of the soul, the light of the soul, the frequency of the soul, the vibration of the soul is all in alignment. Like there's not discordant parts. There's not parts of the psyche that are like fighting against other parts of the psyche. Like everything is vibing. As more and more of that comes into balance, into wholeness, you do continue to emanate an experience and act from a place of greater and greater unconditional love. So it's actually very interesting. This Thoth energy card is vibing. The way I have it like laid out in front of me is it's connected a lot to this red card, the red color. And in the Jesus, I have next to the mauve card, which is that kind of like higher energy. The card at the bottom is Archangel Metatron's Retreat, which is card number 28, which is a 10. So I'll go ahead and read this. Archangel Metatron's Retreat is above the Temple of Luxor, Egypt, where he holds the ascension energy for the world. He maintains his energy by bringing forward spiritual discipline. I just had a quote about discipline too a couple days ago. That's funny. Or yesterday, rather. He suggests you commit to a spiritual practice if you do not already have one. Yes, please. Luxor is a spiritual throat chakra of Earth. As it ascends, people will communicate higher wisdom and link telepathically with all life forms. You are asked to send love and wisdom to all sentient beings. This card invites you to visit Metatron's retreat in your sleep to accelerate your spiritual growth. An affirmation is, I'm visiting Metatron's retreat in my sleep tonight. I'll leave it up to you if you feel drawn to that. But yeah, this is very nice. Very nice energy. Not as blown out as last week, right? That was unexpected. All right, so now, 41, 44, 40 rather, energy transmission. So go ahead and type into the chat box anything that you want the angels to support you with. And we'll take just a few minutes to receive healing from the angels. And it's looks like if you don't have anything specifically you want to type in or that you need help with, regardless, the mauve color is what is coming through for them to send as a transmission. So let's just take a few moments with that. Take a few deep breaths. It's up to you whether you want to close your eyes or not. But try to have your palms facing up in your lap to receive. From the angels that surround you, that's around all of us. Letting the angels of light support you in your healing journey, your ascension process. Allow whatever may need to be released or cleared to be released and cleared. Be transmuted with love. And for this transformation within you to happen with ease and grace. The energy feels really good. Very supportive of the body. Okay. All right, so let's get into the channeling. So proud of myself, y'all. I'm staying on top of this. And we're actually, 6 minutes ahead of what we did last week? Last week we started the channeling at like 54 minutes. Okay. And that's actually pulling messages from Jesus. About our higher level path, how it is best for us to show up collectively to make the highest choices in alignment with unconditional love and alignment with unconditional love. For ourselves. the world for all that is. Okay. This is a really nice chill energy. I like it. It's very high vibrational, but again, like it doesn't feel blown out. Like the grounding that's in place is really, really nice. Okay. It's anchored. It's anchored. Okay. First card out, Two of Cups. Second card out, Ace of Pentacles. Third card, High Priestess. Fourth card, the Death card. Okay. Last card, the Devil. Alrighty then. That was unexpected. And then things took a turn for the worse. Now looks up. Let's see what this is about. This is interesting. Okay, so one of the first messages that I'm getting is that we actually have been doing a really good job of paying attention to our inner wisdom, our inner intuition. So kudos. And we are to continue on the path of bringing inner balance and inner harmony within ourselves. So this is very much a personal experience, and the personal affects the collective. So we are to continue to stay on that path. So this seems to be practicing showing up as, or like practically taking action steps in the physical that actually supports and is in alignment with the internal balance, the internal following of intuition of the soul. So one of the ways to know that you're doing that is there actually should be a shift or change in behavior, a different way of handling and approaching things that, from whatever your norm is, right? there should actually be a change in how you approach things. That's how you know, that's how you anchor the transformation. You know that phrase, the proof is in the pudding? When what you do reflects who you are, that's when you have mastery over the physical realm. Or rather, mastery in how you navigate the physical realm. Which is why this devil card is here. Give me more messages about this devil card. Hello, hello. No worries for being late. Tell us what you're sipping on. I have a mushroom coffee, the coffee latte from Four Sigmatic, and this is the one that's maitake and chaga. It's passable. I'm gonna keep working with it to find the best combo. So I'm sitting with this devil card energy. The card itself in this particular date calls it the Lord of the Gates of Matter. So it represents the constraints of time space, as well as different systems of which you can operate under in order to navigate that space. This is actually very interesting. I've never noticed on this image, but it looks like this person is actually not even chained. Like the little demon on the image looks like it's chained, but the human doesn't, or at the very least, they're like removing themselves. I'm not even gonna like try to show it on here because this stream right now is like ridiculously splotchy. So hello. Yes, my drink is fancy. I mean, peppermint tea. Oh yes, traditional medicinals. I actually just picked up some more peppermint and chamomile with lavender from them the other day. So I forgot to get more raspberry leaf because I'm on my cycle. So I just finished it this morning. Sad face. You would think I would get better about making lists when I go to the grocery store, but I don't. So, and then I get home and I'm like, oh, I needed that. Okay, so it says change to the foot of the pedestal underneath the devil card. And this is actually the figure of Pan on this card, but it's actually supposed to be two demons, one male, one female. So I'm assuming this more human looking one is actually the female, just because of the way that they're drawing the chest. And they're both half animal, half human, which is interesting. At the foot of the pedestal appears a sign of Capricorn. And this has Saturn and Mars here, which is that fire energy. I wish this actually gave more info. I need to get a I need to see if there's a different book on this particular deck. Because the image in my other more esoteric deck, the Thoth one, right now I'm using the Hermetic Tarot, but the Thoth one has a different image and there's different associations with it. So it's completely different vibe. You have a list and you still forget. That sounds like me. That sounds like me during a Mercury retrograde. Okay. There's something in here about like also on some level not being bound by the laws of nature. When you operate from the place of soul first, and it doesn't mean that you are again negating the physical. It means that you more likely than not have an experience of being in the flow with the creation process as opposed to fighting against it or being shackled by it. I do want more info though. Let me see if I can get more out of that, because I feel like there's a bigger message here. And I feel like I'm like right at the tip of the iceberg, and I want the iceberg. But I also want the iceberg when the stream is like nice though. My vanity. I mean, yeah, that actually honestly is just the message. It's like specifically heavy Venus and Mars cards here that I've expanded on. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, and I would say possibly 4 cards of Venus, and then 1, 2, 3 cards of Mars. and 3 cards of Saturn. It's very interesting. Again, this masculine and feminine dance and play. Yeah, there definitely is some deeper wisdom here, but it's one of those things where you have to contemplate your existence and stay with the middle path. And it's not about prioritizing being all light or being all dark or whatever, but it's the all, the soul, which exists in outside of causality. Okay, so let me see how this is actually going to play out for us for the week. I can tell my analytical mind is like going into overdrive. And this actually doesn't need to be that involved. It's a simple message, but it's, whoops. It's a simple message, but it's powerful. One second. Okay. Yeah, there's also might not really supposed to be a mind thing, just because with this grounded anchoring feeling, it's something that is available to be directly experienced. I'm really curious how working with this red color is going to support that. All right, so let's see how this is playing out for the week ahead, taking that practical action, keeping the focus on taking action from that soul place. All right, so we got that 2 of Wands. Which is nice to see, because this is expansion and growth. We've been getting that Ace of Wands a lot recently about the new soul path. So now we have shifted to the 2. That's clarified by the King of Cups. So soul sovereignty, fixed water, strong water, understanding more and more of your soul power. I really like that. And that 2 of Wands is another Mars card. So this fire, this red, is very important with this full moon in Aries. Beautiful. You get the moon, that water energy, and the fire of Aries, ruled by Mars. So this is literally like the mixing of the supposed opposites. Fire and water, masculine and feminine, light and dark, however you want to see it. That is actually the path of alchemy, inner alchemy. All right, we also got the 9 of Cups. Which is the soul energy, very much supporting us in this process. This is the higher self, guiding us in the process. I just washed my hair today, so freshly fabulous. which you can see at the beginning of the video since the stream is not wanting to let me live right now. All right. It's all good. 9 of Wands. A powerful creative energy. Beautiful. 7 of Wands. Look at all this fire. I love it. All of this fire. And that's another Mars card, actually. So there's a lot of spiritual power that's sitting here. Very good, everyone. We're doing really well. Honestly. Very positive energy. Just keep doing what you're doing. And you actually should be feeling it. You should really be feeling a lot of just being in flow. Look at this. The 2 of Cups came out again. Yeah. So another confirmation. 2 of Wands, 2 of Cups. 2 of Wands is Mars in Aries. 2 of Cups is Venus in Cancer. So first fire, first water. Divine masculine, divine feminine. That's what we're doing. And the 2 of Cups in this deck is called the Lord of Love. This unconditional love. That's the objective. I mean, we are getting the message from Jesus, right? And I love the image on this because it's one large whale and then like a smaller whale. And that larger whale to me reminds me of the spirit, the soul, and the smaller one reminds me of the individual human. And then just swimming together. Okay, so we got 5 of Wands. All of this fire. I love it. So this is a confirmation of this expansion in the material world. So there's been a lot of, again, this internal work that's been going on, and now it's operating. It's not just now, but it's continuing to operate and show up differently in the physical environment. So we have the 2 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands. That's 23 Wands so far. We have the Moon card. Okay, so that's the full moon in Aries. So that is helping to guide us through this process. The moon also teaches us about the balance of the polarities. We got the Ace of Cups, renewal of heart and mind. And Ace of Pentacles came out again, new beginning, new opportunity. So, you know, what I was mentioning also in the astrology for the week about those transits on Sunday and Monday coming up, in particular with Sun with Jupiter and Mercury with Saturn. And then there was something else, I think it was Mercury with Neptune on Tuesday. Really positive things here, but there's some other boon that's available that is either coming in today or in this week ahead. So be open to it. And keep expecting more. Bottom of the deck is the 5 of Cups. Yeah, so again, expanding and growing. Underneath the 5 of Cups is that Ace of Wands. I love it. Which I was talking about earlier. Okay. I want to see what this Ace of Pentacles is about. Because this is practical. So for most of us, what's this going to be? Is this money? Is this 3 of Pentacles? So in the bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords. That's the 3rd ace that's popped up. So that Three of Pentacles is, yeah, it's your own personal, it's the things that you are personally working on. So these are things that are going to give you an extra little boost off of what you're already working on. And you know, this Three of Pentacles is sitting heavy with me with the new Mars cycle that we just started on September 8th, which is the cycle of that's seated in Mars in Virgo, which is about soul mastery, but also personal mastery. So a lot of focus over these next 2 years of being yourself, being your best self, but getting the work done. Like, it's being your best self internally, but it's like taking that and then walking it out. It's very practical, grounded energy. So I think honestly, like, even though next year is going to be tough and with the astrology, and I think it's again going to be more of an external thing, I think on a personal level, there's a huge opportunity for you to make significant headway due to all of the internal excavation and healing and transformation work that's been going on for the past 2 to 3 years, with Jupiter shifting into Capricorn, because it's going to be a grounding, a beneficial grounding and walking out of the work. So I think it's going to be very, very supportive on a personal level. And then for those who really haven't been doing their work, I think next year is going to be it's going to be showing how faulty the foundation is. Faulty meaning, what's a different word? How shaky the foundation is internally. And it may bring up more extremes. But for those who have been doing their work and have had the ability to do so and the resources to do so, you get to be anchors of peace. That's your job, actually. Embodiments of unconditional love and anchors of peace. To show up and be representations of what it looks like to be healed and whole. And you can be healed and whole where you are, because there will be continual stages of healing that comes in the future, right? But for the cycle that just closed out, you are now healed and whole. So with your own life, your very human existence and spiritual existence, you are now an anchor of peace, an embodiment of unconditional love for that which you just went through. And so you no longer have to be or get to be shaken by those same triggers anymore, honestly. And that helps expand the field of neutrality so that the collective ascension process can continue to happen with ease and grace. Like, you really have to understand how powerful and important it is for you to do your work individually, because it has a profound effect on everyone and everything, because we're all interconnected. You are one less person in the world who's frayed at the edges. And so it helps to bring coherence to the collective, the more and more each individual becomes coherent within themselves. and it will draw people to you, both, positively and negatively. But for those who are, waking up, like, they're going to be drawn to you. They're going to be drawn to your light. They're going to be drawn to your peace. They're going to be drawn to your love. They're going to be drawn to your open mind and open perspective. So teach them with your life. Be the living example. Let your life be the way. And, try not to get bogged down as well, too. Like, don't take on anyone's stuff. Like, you don't need to be the savior or martyr in any way, shape, or form. And then for those of you who are Christians, it's just like, you definitely don't need to do that, because in your faith, you would believe that Jesus has taken it. So you don't need to be Jesus, right? Or you don't need to be the Christ in that religious context. But yeah, I love this Ace of Swords here at the bottom, because it's reminding me of the red sword of light mentioned in the color, one of the colors for the week. That's really beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to get closing guidance. And this is I'll be like, oh, this is a shorter one, but we're coming up on an hour and 30. So closing guidance at 1:21:40. And apparently Jesus, again, is one of the ones from the Great White Brotherhood. Remember, we were channeling that last week, so. Closing guidance. King of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. Three of Wands. And again, Three of Pentacles on the bottom. Beautiful. So yeah, mastery, power, control. And I like that the King of Pentacles is the energy that came out, because as you may have heard me mention before, when we get to the Pentacles or the Earth energy, it necessarily includes all the other elements. And the Earth element is the physical embodiment of those, what that looks like. So the fact that we have the King showing up, King or Queen, energy doesn't matter. This represents mastery, again, of the spirit, as well as mastery and responsibility of how that is being, walked out in the physical world, the actions that are taken. And with this Ace of Cups and Three of Wands, both of these to me talk about the heart, but again, we get this fire and water. Soul power and personal power, and there is a really beautiful balance here. The King is also a 4 energy. And then we have the Ace and the 3, so that's also a 4. So there's something really important here. And the King and the 3 of Wands are both sun cards. It's really beautiful. But it's, again, we got this double 4. The King of Pentacles actually is a 4 because it's a 13 card, and then we have the 1 and the 3. So mastery in the spirit, 4. Mastery in the physical, 4. Soul mastery, human mastery. It's both and. And that's what's actually that is what actually creates the portal for the new, which is really on an esoteric level. Literally, as I say, that underneath the 3 of Pentacles is actually the Fool, which is a new soul path, and underneath the Fool is the Temperance card, which is the balancing of that fire and water, right? So since this is the higher metaphysical read of the 3 of Pentacles, when we have the, each pentacle is representing a whole, sovereign, complete being. So when this is whole and it's working in tandem with this other whole, a new can be birthed. This is a great card when it talks in the context of relationships, because it talks about 2 people coming together to create something new. And it's healthy because, again, it's 2 whole, complete people coming together to create some brand new third thing, whether it's a relationship, marriage, a house, a baby, or what have you. But the relationship in and of itself is its own beingness. So as the human healing is occurring and has occurred, and you're walking that out with this King of Pentacles here, and as the soul is, it's already whole. So the soul is always, the soul itself is always good. It's really more about bringing the human kind of online and in alignment and making it like the soul. You see these 2, I mean, they're really the same, but they just bring different things to the table, right? These 2 working in tandem produce the third. So it's this constant biofeedback, interdependent relationship. And what's being created is brand new. So it's a beautiful dance. So, when you hear that statement about your first relationship is with yourself or with source or with God, or, however you want to frame it, that's what it is. This is actually your first marriage. This is actually the marriage that you can't ever actually divorce from. This is the forever. This is the partner that knows exactly what you need, that loves you unconditionally, that never gets tired, never has judgment, never fights, never gets angry. Pure unconditional love for you. And when you're able to actually accept that and to allow that to permeate all aspects of your being, then something beautiful can be created, not only between the 2 of you, but also outside in the world. And that's also why in, relationship readings, while this 3 of Pentacles is great to see, or any 3 energy can be interesting, but I usually prefer to see the 6s come up, 6 of Pentacles or 6 of Cups, because it talks about, each individual person sitting in their 3 of Pentacles space, and then joining with the other person who is sitting in their 3 of Pentacles space. And then there's this beautiful relationship, this beautiful merge that's occurring, which produces the 6, which is the hexagon. That's really nice. Let me see if I can actually find the Six of Pentacles in here, and then I will close this stream. I hope everyone is doing well and having a wonderful day, enjoying the sun. I know for the folks who are in the mountain time zone, y'all might just be really going through it with this jet stream that's dropping all this cold air and snow. Take it easy out there. Be safe. Come on, Six of Pentacles, where you at? Here we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see it with the stream, but there's a Six of Pentacles. I actually prefer, I'm gonna show you in the other deck because I like the way it looks in the other deck because it creates that geometry. That picture is a little too linear for my liking. A little too linear for my liking. I am in such a chill mode. So chill. Watch it be all the way in the back. Right, basically, all the way in the back. So here is, I'm gonna hold my hand still and hopefully you'll be able to see this. Yeah, very nice, but that's what that looks like. That's that hexagon. Really beautiful. Really beautiful. And that's a powerful card of manifestation. And that card is Moon in Taurus. And so that's the energy that we step into on Monday, like I mentioned during the astrology portion. So those days specifically, like if you want to tap into what that really feels like to be in a really good union place, so to speak, Monday through Wednesday basically is when the moon is in Taurus. So those should actually really feel, hopefully, those should really feel like yummy days. But that can give you a taste experientially of what that can feel like. If you're not already, I mean, I'm sure most of you have had glimpses of it, but that can be a taste of what that feels like. All right, y'all. I love you so much, as you know. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Stay focused, take action. Again, we got this Jade card twice, so it's important. Sign up for the newsletter if you have not already signed up, because I have actually had folks messaging me about the October forecast videos, and I'm like, they are in the newsletter and they're on my website, and I've been talking about it. So they were listed again in this week's newsletter, and I'm going to keep them up throughout the rest of the month. And I'll probably honestly keep the October ones going through. I'll keep the videos up probably through the end of the month to, well, I will most likely keep them up through the end of November, unless I get told differently from Spirit. And then starting in November, they will be available to view for just $10, like all 12 videos. And I'll start working on those soon. But next week, I'm going to be doing next week's newsletter. I'm 99% sure is going to be a channeled message from Venus because of this return to Scorpio. And last time she was in Scorpio, it was actually a retrograde. So I think there's actually going to be some really interesting messages that are coming through. So it's either going to be focused on the Scorpio energy, or it might just be in general, but I'll see what comes up. And then after that, it's going to be prep for November. So I'll be starting on the November astrology and November lightworker forecast, and then I'll jump into the the video. So the craziness is not going to start just yet, but it's about to. It's about to shift. The latter part of the months are always like, tougher months, because that's when I do all the majority of the forecasting. So it tends to be bigger loads. Anyway, have an amazing weekend. Book a session with me if you would like. Either, if you're new to me, do a full spectrum reading, which is half astrology, half tarot. Otherwise, the 2020 year ahead forecast, a visioning consultation session, or book a session for some energy healing work, especially if you are still wanting to do some work on clearing, stuff from the past, whether it's, childhood stuff, exes, or like past life things. Like let's get in, let's clear you out so that you can again finish this year strong and take advantage as much as possible with the supportive energy from the universe right now. All right. Love you and talk soon. All right. Bye.